I've owned and been shooting with the Canon 70D for almost 2 years now, and now have the Canon 80D. Here's my thoughts on the new video features of the 80D compared to the 70D. Hi, I'm Grant and I've been putting the new Canon 80D through its paces now for the last couple of weeks. Here's my thoughts on the direct comparison between the Canon 70D and the Canon 80D for shooting video. First up, physically the cameras are almost identical in size and form factor with the very good flip-out touchscreen LCD viewfinder. The new Canon 80D doesn't shoot 4K video, so its top resolution is still 1080p HD, but that is not a deal breaker for me. To me, the main video feature upgrades the Canon 80D has over the 70D are the following. You now have the ability to shoot 50 or 60 frames a second on the Canon 80D, which the 70D could not do. However, it only shoots this higher frame rate in its IPB MP4 format and will only shoot in the all-eye mode in its standard frame rates of 25p and 30p. This is a bit of a win for me. The Canon 80D now has an Earphone Jack for monitoring audio. This is quite an essential feature if you plan on using the 80D for shooting interviews or attaching a radio mic, which I often do. It has a built-in time-lapse mode whereby you can now program in your preferred time-lapse settings. The camera shoots it and then compiles a .mov video file, and it works pretty well. You can now use the Wi-Fi mode on the Canon 80D to control the camera or shoot video remotely. I found the app a bit sticky, but it lets you see what you're shooting in scenarios like this when I'm shooting by myself. It has an improved autofocus system, but to be honest, I very rarely had problems with the 70D when using the autofocus to shoot video. Both are very good for this style of camera. The Canon 80D has one more stop of ISO than the 70D when shooting video, going from a maximum ISO of 6400 to 12800 on the Canon 80D. Here are some comparison shots. Both cameras are noisy at ISO 6400 and the 80D at 12800 is starting to get really noisy. But if it gets you out of a bind, then so be it. Anything over ISO 1250 on both cameras actually starts to break up anyway. The new Canon 80D has a slightly improved image sensor with 24.2 megapixels as opposed to the 70D's 20.2 megapixels. Here's a side-by-side comparison test I did with both cameras, both fully locked in manual exposure, white balance, and using the same lens. To be honest, it's pretty hard to see any difference in the pictures, and just maybe I can see a slight bit of more dynamic range in the Canon 80D, but that would be really pixel peeping. Realistically, there is virtually nothing in it that I can see. Price. So at the time of recording this video, the new Canon 80D body only is selling for US $11.99, and now the 70D body only is selling for $9.99. So is it worth the $200 extra to buy the 80D as opposed to the 70D? I can't really make that decision for you because it depends on your own personal budget and, more importantly, what you intend using the camera for. The 70D is an awesome camera for its price, but if I had to choose between the two today, I would have no problem paying the extra $200 for the 80D just to get that higher frame rate and the headphone jack for recording audio. Those would be the two main features I'd be paying the extra money for. So those are my thoughts on the new Canon 80D compared to the Canon 70D for shooting video, and as always, thanks for watching.